What's up, A to Z Sports live on a Wednesday, and we have official news that Will Levis has been benched, initially reported by Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. We will discuss all of that and what does it mean as we go into 2025. That is just 14 days from now is the new year, Easton. How crazy
Man, it's
is that?
sneaking up on us, huh?
Yeah.
We were talking about the
every
Senior Bowl yesterday, you and me, and I'm like,
year.
oh, the Senior Bowl. In my head, I'm like 3 or 4 months from now. No, less than 6 weeks from now. Got
Exactly.
it, got it,
And the
got it.
next 2 weeks are not going to count because it's holiday season and they're
That's
going to
right.
blink and go.
So it's basically a month from now.
Yes. In 3 weeks. Next week is the Senior Bowl, is basically what it's going to feel
right,
like.
right. Let's just start
But
packing now.
yes. But no, Will Levis benched. That's the news of yesterday. We'll discuss what we knew about this, what we thought about this. A lot of different levels to this. Is Will Levis done? Has he thrown his last pass wearing a Titans uniform? That's a topic we'll dive into. And who the hell is going to be the quarterback next year? Who is most likely to be the quarterback next year? And I get to go on another victory lap. Again, this is like the third victory lap that I get to take this season. And Easton, I'm not going to stop taking victory laps when I was right and you and Sam mostly were wrong. This one's you. You were wrong. I was right. You were wrong with this victory lap. And then we'll see how wrong I am in trivia because I've been sucking at that lately. So it'll all come full circle. Easton, welcome in. We're going to have a good show here on this Wednesday. Let's get it going.
Yeah, good morning, Austin. Not looking forward to whatever stupid victory lap you're going to take. I'm not sure what it is.
No
I
victory
doubt I
lap
was
is
even
stupid
wrong,
when you're
but we'll
right.
see.
Oh, you were wrong. You were
Okay,
wrong.
well, even the rightest amongst us has to be wrong every once in a while. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning to you, Austin. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Help us out this morning by liking the show. Facebook, YouTube, hit that thumbs up button right below our faces. Like the show this morning. Send the link to a friend. Get your buddy in here. We're talking about the Titans, the future of the quarterback position, exciting things happening today. And then jump in the comments. Join the conversation today. We want to hear from you guys. So, Austin, let's get it started.
Yep, let's do it officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports, powered as always by the BetMGM app. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Easton Freeze, one of our Titans reporters for A to Z Sports.com, and we are Nashville's on-demand sports network, going live weekday mornings at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Also hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. Gotta thank our sponsors. They make it happen for us, and they help out all of you. Wilson County Hyundai, make them a part of your new car buying process. Go see them in Lebanon or online, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org. The region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Farm Bureau Health Plans, get better with Farm Bureau Health Plans. You can do that by getting a quote today using our link, fbhp.com/ATOZ. And TDOT, join the campaign to keep Tennessee beautiful and help out TDOT by visiting their website, nobodytrashestennessee.com. So, Easton, the news comes out yesterday that Jeremy Fowler, reporting of ESPN, that Will Levis is not going to be the starting quarterback against the Indianapolis Colts. It will be Mason Rudolph just in time for the week of Christmas. Mason Rudolph, all the Christmas jokes you want to make about that.
And boy, they were making them, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. The internet will not skip out on taking advantage of the lowest hanging of fruit of jokes that you can possibly make. So with that news, Easton, take us through what your mindset thought process was when you saw this from Jeremy Fowler. And we can dive into kind of behind the scenes, maybe pull the curtain back a little bit as well. But Easton, what are your thoughts overall on the news from Jeremy Fowler and ESPN yesterday?
Sure. So we heard about this. I mean, it was around 2:00 yesterday. Comes out that the Titans would be benching, I almost said Ryan Tannehill. Quarterbacks come and go quickly around here. It's easy to get a little bit behind. They're going to be benching Will Levis. It's going to be Mason Rudolph for the foreseeable future, which is a not super specific time period, but I'd imagine probably for the rest of the year. As I'm trying to get it pulled up, here we go. Here's what Jeremy Fowler said. Titans are planning to make a switch at quarterback this week. According to a source he has at ESPN, Mason Rudolph, the logical candidate to step in for starter Will Levis, who likely heads to the bench, barring surprise. My sourcing can confirm that last part, kind of funny the way that he danced around it. It will be Mason Rudolph. He will be the Titan starter. Will Levis will be the backup. That is the plan. That was the plan that was shared with the parties involved yesterday afternoon. Shortly after that was shared, it came out somehow. I'd imagine, we heard from Brian Callahan on Monday, and apparently on the OTP, I was made aware that he was talking about how this is a decision they were not going to make until probably the end of the week. And then the end of the week came on Tuesday afternoon, which I'm sure was sooner than they probably had hoped. And that was probably annoying. And listen, baby, that's the way that it works when you've got agents and leaks in the NFL. Sometimes it makes these things tricky. So we know that it is going to be Mason Rudolph. I don't think anybody, well, I say not anybody. I think a lot of people are not too surprised by this. I was actually a little bit surprised on Monday talking just in the media pool, how many people thought they would end up going back to Will Levis after what we saw on Sunday, after what we heard on Sunday and Monday from Brian Callahan, that you got to go back to him. And the arguments made for why you have to go back to Will Levis aren't crazy. They're not illogical. And we're going to talk about him today in the context of whether or not this was the right or wrong decision. But this is something that, for me, in my opinion, was eventually going to happen. I was writing it. You and I had been talking about an article I was planning yesterday. I tweeted the headline to it because I was excited to put it out there, talking about how Will Levis must be benched. And then as I'm starting to write the article, the news comes out and I'm like, okay, well, hard pivot. Will Levis has been benched. Yes. Here are the two reasons why Brian Callahan has to keep him the rest of the season. I guess, obviously what happened is Brian Callahan came across my tweet with my working headline and he was immediately convinced and decided to pull the plug. So
exactly.
Right. I think that it is a very interesting conversation to have as to whether or not this is the right move or the wrong move and why I think he needs to do it. But we can also, I don't know if you're going to have the other side of the argument today, Austin, whether or not you're going to agree or disagree. But if we happen to both agree on this topic, I do think it's fair to bring up the counterpoints to why this is maybe not the best move, and we can kind of weigh them on their merits.
I think I would like to hear, because Brian Callahan's Wednesday, right? So that means the Titans are back on the practice field. Brian Callahan will speak to you guys at the media podium today.
1:20-ish today. We'll hear from him.
So I'm kind of curious to hear from Brian Callahan to see how he addresses the report from Fowler, because there's nothing official from the team, right? So I'm curious to see how he handles that. Then maybe we can dive into, like, what does it mean for Brian Callahan? But I think this doesn't surprise me at all based on, in the post-game show, immediately after, I said that was that game, the benching of Will Levis after his third interception in like 5 pass attempts was the unofficial end of Will Levis as the Titans quarterback. Mm-hmm. And then I heard Brian Callahan say this on Monday, and I was like, yeah, even further solidified my opinion about what's Will Levis's future with this organization.
The benefit of moving away from Will at this
stage? I think there's the guys in the football team want to feel like, we're all held to the same standard, and that's the biggest issue you face is there's a locker room component to all these things and a team component to it. So you try to do best by all players involved, and the guys getting ready to go play games on Sundays want to feel like we're going to put them in position to win. And that's ultimately where that's my job as a coach and our job as a coaching staff to do that. So, as far as one singular player development versus all the other stuff, those things aren't what we're focused on right now. At the end of the day, we're trying to put together the best possible performances in 3 games left in this season. And then we'll move into the offseason part of it.
Do you feel
the elephant in the room was now stomping too loud, and Brian Callahan could no longer avoid it. Like, he was like too much of that. And you could
Sorry, what was he doing?
Yeah. That I almost hurt my cheek. So,
okay. Only doing that
I'm
once.
not going to do that again.
Got it. I missed it the first time.
Everybody gets one. So the elephant got too loud and he had to make the move. His hand was forced by Will Levis's awful play in the last 2 games this season. So that's why I think he kind of had to make the move. Now, I think it's interesting because you see the way that Fowler put it, Mason Rudolph is the logical place to go after that. And Will Levis, is he going to play again this season? I think that's the most interesting aspect of this. And I want to ask everybody this question now because I think we're ready for it, Easton. Has Will Levis attempted his last pass of his Titans career?
Last
yes or no? Last pass. He did it. Like the pick six to Geno Stone. Is that the last pass attempt that Will Levis will have in a Titans uniform?
And what a pass to end on. I mean, wow.
What a great one. Going out with a true bang, right? So has Will Levis attempted his last pass as a Titans quarterback or as a Titan in general? We'll get to your thoughts here in a second for everybody here in the chat. Hey, we're getting close. We're 1 week away. It's December 18th. We're just 7 days away from Christmas. And if you haven't done that special thing yet for that loved one, you better jump on it now. Guess what I did?
Maybe don't put this out in the...
Yeah. Gift cards at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa are great gifts.
I bet they are.
You can go inside to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Franklin, in Cool Springs, and get a gift card. They wrap it in a beautiful envelope with a pretty bow. They will do all the hard work for you. Or you can just go to momentspeace.com/Christmas and just get one to print it out, email it to your loved one, and give them the gift of luxury with a Moment's Peace. It's a guaranteed win this holiday season. So check them out online, a momentspeace.com. A momentspeace.com is where to go. A gift card wins you the holiday season with that loved one. Don't mess it up. Impossible to mess this up. A momentspeace.com is where to go. All right, Easton, to the chat. Has Will Levis attempted his last pass with the Titans, which would have been a pick six to Geno Stone? If your answer is yes. So what's everybody saying here? We're not talking about his last pass. He's done. Not just bench for the one game, but done.
Yeah, yes or no question here. So getting a yes from Ethan and Soul Feels. No, emphatic no from Anthony and Clint. Yes from LD. Yes from Darius. Yes from Vanessa. Very possible. Yes or no? Yes or no, Scott? Yes from Ashley. Corey says yes, barring an injury. Yes, no, yes. Seeing more yeses than nos this more. Actually, no. I think Will Levis will be the backup to the next QB. Okay, so even next year is coming into frame for Steven here. So actually, Austin?
I mean, next year, because of what we've done, and I'm putting up a poll on YouTube, next year matters.
Next year counts for this question.
Yes, because I am talking, and I did this on purpose because I'm about to get to something.
I know.
Next year matters because I'm not talking about in this season. Has he attempted his last pass of this season, and has he attempted his last pass in his Titans career? Are very different questions.
Yes. So, without sharing just a million more yeses and nos, the chat seems to be pretty split half and half on yes or no here as to whether or not Will Levis has played his last snap
within the first minute. We are at 50-50 on YouTube.
Okay, well, so people are split on this. We're not sure, clearly.
The poll. Yes. Easton.
Yes, Austin.
Has Will Levis, are you good? Are you good in the chair?
Yes, I almost fell off of my chair trying to adjust myself.
I haven't said my take yet. You almost fell out of your chair.
Yeah.
Right, so has Will Levis attempted his last pass with the Titans? Yes or no? In your opinion.
Can you tell how confident I am about this?
Super confident. You're like Teeny voting last week on Survivor.
At least I know what's going on.
Do you?
Most of the time. I do think that he has.
Oh.
Barely.
So
whoever it was that I threw up on the screen that said yes, barring an injury, that's a big part of it for me because I do expect him. He's going to be the backup. He's not going to be inactive. The plan is for him to be the backup. So, God forbid Mason Rudolph goes down the next 3 games. I think we will see Will Levis out there again.
Okay.
I'm not expecting that necessarily to happen. Sneaky narrative that nobody cares about. Titans offensive line, actually pretty good the last 2 weeks. Like on the year, they'd been allowing like a 45% pressure rate. The last 2 weeks, it's like 13%. So if they can do that for Mason Rudolph the rest of the year, he should be good. The next year thing is interesting, and I know this is where you're taking this conversation. The idea of, and I guess we'll talk about this with the most likely quarterback to play here next year question that we have here coming up in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who it is, I guess that depends on whether or not Will Levis is still here.
Yeah.
I still think it is less likely than otherwise for him to ever play a game for the Titans. I think this is one of those situations where my opinion has changed on this from when we first brought it up like a month ago, whenever we kind of broached this topic offhand on the show. I forget the context of it even, but it came up and we argued about it for 10 seconds and then got back on track. I do think just the way that it's happened, the emotions of the way that it's happened have Jesus. Yeah. I did answer. My answer is that he has. I gave the answer like 3 minutes ago. Just trying to explain my answer.
You've just been all over the place. Like this is your open conscious thought.
Yeah. This is my
stream of consciousness.
Stream of consciousness. That's the word I'm looking for. So, but ultimately, I think it's close, and I do think there are possibilities for him to play again both this year and next. But at this point, I feel like it's more likely this is a clean break situation for him and for the team, and you rip the Band-Aid off, and he goes on his merry way to be a backup somewhere else.
I think he's done. This is a super strong yes for me.
Shocker.
And I brought this up on why? Because look, it's over. I think if there was any sliver of chance that Will Levis was going to be a part of their plans or thought about their plans, then I don't think they would be benching him now. I think there is a difference in pulling a guy mid-game when it's just clearly not his day. Mm-hmm. And then you go back to him and because it's a different day the next time versus pulling a guy mid-game and then a day and a half later or 48 hours later, he's benched. He's not playing the next one. Like this happened, baseball starting pitchers and quarterbacks are different, but yeah, they're somewhat kind of like every once in a while your ace goes out there and just sucks and gets shelled and you're like, yank him in 2.5 innings.
Well, it's like goalies in hockey too. It's like, you gave up 4 goals in the first period. Just from a mental standpoint, protect that guy, get him out there.
Get rocked in the first period of a couple games, but he's right back out there the next Thursday night for the Preds between the
and might look awesome. Right, exactly.
Yeah, right, but this is not that. He is done. It is over. And like I said in the post-game show, pretty immediately, the unofficial end of Will Levis's Titans career was that pick 6 to Geno Stone. That was it. It wasn't.
We agreed on that, by the way. I felt like that post-game show we were because I just want to clarify my answer. Just because I'm not sure if he's thrown his last pass, I am hard yes. The career is over. If he throws another pass, it's in some weird situation. Is my whole point.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious to say that everybody was on the same page in that game, in that post-game show, and that he is no longer a part of their planning. That he just might have another opportunity because of default.
But that's what's so surprising, Austin. I mean, on Monday, I talked to a lot of smart people, and they were like, he's going to play in these last 3 games. He's not going to play beyond that. But they were like, and I'm like, really? Are we sure about that?
You're talking about in the media room, right? Because you guys
are there. But I saw it on Twitter, too. I mean, I mean, yes. Like, I don't want to throw anybody individually under the bus because we're all wrong. We all throw things out in the media room, and we're all wrong all the time. So it's not like I'm no idiot. But yeah, we took a kind of a straw poll in the media room, and I was one of, I think, 2 people out of the 10 of us in there that were like, he's done. The rest of them thought he's probably going to play again, which I was just really shocked by. I guess maybe because we had our post-game show and my opinion is based on that. And then I go to Twitter on Monday afternoon, and it's like I see a lot of this as well. It's like you have to go back to him. You can't play Mason. So that's what I ultimately want to get today is the reasons why you can and have to play Mason.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that now. So you've got your 2 reasons why Mason Rudolph has to play for the Titans not Will Levis. We'll get to your opinions here in a second, but real quick, let me tell you guys about TDOT. Keep the litter off of our roadways. NobodyTrashTennessee.com is where to go. Right now, it's kind of dicey out there. I just had some pretty strong thunder hit my house. Not sure if you guys could pick that up, but it's going to get interesting out there today. But make sure when the weather clears up that we all can join the solution to find the solution to end littering across our state, because it is a massive problem, and TDOT is out there spending $23 million every year to clean up our state, but it keeps on happening. So as we travel throughout this holiday season, you'll see more and more litter across the roads. We can all be a part of that, especially when the weather gets warmer out of this. But make sure you join the solution right there by visiting NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
We're also brought to you by BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Sign up today using bonus code ATOZ Sports and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. So whether you're cheering on the Titans at the stadium or watching the game at your favorite Music City sports bar, you're always going to be able to get in on the action with BetMGM right in the palm of your hand. Get that app, BetMGM, out on the App Store. Download it. There's nothing better than a Titans win. Nothing better than the thrill of winning at BetMGM. Sign up today using our bonus code ATOZ Sports. Get up to $1,500 back in bonus bet at BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Austin, do you notice me literally sinking on the screen? This is why I keep falling out of my chair, because I think my chair is broken. You like the air thing?
Oh, yeah.
I am actively sinking throughout the show.
I didn't notice it until you brought it up. But
yeah, I'm in quicksand. I guess I have to replace my chair after this.
You're getting shorter.
Yes, I am actively shrinking.
Here's a good thing about here's the good thing about your job here is that you can buy it and write it off on your taxes before the end of the year. So
the first time because like I'm a kid with it when it comes to finances. I have no idea what I'm doing. The first time I realized I could write something off that year, and I was like, I just went crazy. I go into my office.
Don't do that. Don't go crazy.
I tried to, and then I took it to my dad. I'm like, I'm gonna write all these things off. My dad's like, no, you're not. So,
no, you idiot child.
But we did add a lot of the things, just not all the things. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to update the YouTube poll. Easton, you've got 2 reasons why the Titans had to go with Mason Rudolph at quarterback. But the YouTube poll we have up, has Will Levis attempted his last pass of his Titans career? Yes, has 41%. No has 59%. So it started off 50-50 out of the gates, and is now more no's that he will have more pass attempts later on than yeses as of this moment. So the 2 reasons why they had to go with Mason Rudolph after that game. So I'll let you take the floor here.
Yeah, put simply, the 2 reasons are doing what's best for the team and self-preservation from Brian Callahan's standpoint. So we can go through them one at a time, and these are in my article, which I do recommend people read because there's more in there than we're going to get into today. Will Levis officially benched, 2 reasons why Brian Callahan has to keep him there on A2Zsports.com. But the first reason, and the reason we've actually heard Brian Callahan talk about, the only reason really we're going to hear him talk about, because the other one is true, but he's not ever going to say it. We'll get to that second. First, doing what's best for the team, right? So aside from the fact that Levis's verdict has been handed down for all of us, like in that post-game show, we understood whether he plays the last 3 games or never touches the ball again, after this year, it's over. Like after that game, nobody disagrees. The experiment is over. We've run its course. The whole point of the Titans season was to get a definitive answer on him, give him the full year. They stuck to their guns, and they now have one. They have their answer.
We got it.
Yep, got the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. But why not just keep playing him if for no other reason than to keep losing or to help salvage whatever trade value he has left, right? That's the big question I hear people asking. And it's a fair line of questioning. I think it's one that the Titans coaching staff definitely mulled over, because we heard Brian Callahan at the podium on Monday talking about how they were going to use the next couple of days, wait till the end of the week to come up with the best situation. And then that ended up that came a lot sooner than I guess any of us would have expected. But the number one reason that Brian Callahan gave to us before he even made the decision on Monday was his number one responsibility is to the entire team, to all 52 guys and practice squad players that are busting their butts every day. And I'm pulling up this quote here because I think it's worth sharing. He said, quote, "I think there's then he paused to think. The guys on the football team want to feel like we're all held to the same standard. And that's the biggest issue you face. There's a locker room component to all these things and a team component to it. So you try to do your best by all the players involved, and the guys getting ready to go play games on Sundays want to feel like we're putting them in the best position to win." Austin, football players aren't dumb, right? They have a very sharp nose for BS from coaches. And when you're not, I think as coaches, It's important to always be authentic with your players, be straightforward with your locker room, because they know, right? They know when you are being a phony. And I think Brian Callahan's just at the point right now where he can no longer look the rest of his players in the face, in the eyes, the rest of the season, and say with a straight face, Will Levis gives us the best chance to win right now. Not with the way that he's playing. I don't think he can say that anymore. And so when he's in that situation, in the same way that all the other players on the roster get benched when their performance is poor, and it's poor week over week, and is, costing them games or costing them drives, like he has to eventually, all coaches have to eventually apply that same standard to the quarterback. And another quote that I think is important to read from Monday that I've not heard people really talking about, along these same lines, he said, at the end of the day, if you're in a position to make plays and you don't make them, or we have errors that cost us games, those should all count the same, I think, across the board for all the positions. So those are the things I have to look at to make sure we're doing right by everyone involved. And so when we look back on, because we talked on this show, Austin, my thesis on this was Will Levis, 3 acts to his career. You had the rookie stuff, which was exciting. We need to dump that because that was not representative of who he's going to be. We had the first 6 weeks of this season where it was really bad. Dump that. That's not representative of what he's going to be. These last 9 games, this is the sample size that we should judge Will Levis on. And those first 4 weeks post-injury, the first half of that, he was on a trajectory, I think. I feel strongly about this, even in hindsight, to salvage this statistical profile of the season, to look good on paper. The eye test, it was working. The problem was he had these 2 nightmare performances the past 2 weeks that just tanked any chance of that. And he dug himself too deep a hole with too little time to dig out of it. And at this point, you go through the numbers, everything on paper looks bad at this point. And it's not just because of the last 2 weeks, but the last 2 weeks have been so bad that they've ruined any chance of him making it look better season long, right? Like 1.6 turnovers per game this season. It's the most by a quarterback who's played 11 or more games in a season since. You got a guess?
No, I don't have a guess.
Who's the most famous? Yeah, exactly. Jameis Winston's 30 for 30 touchdown season, touchdown interception season. You don't want to be that guy, right? He's one of 9 quarterbacks with a negative EPA per play this season. He ranks below Cooper Rush and Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew and Mac Jones. Mason Rudolph, for the record, 22nd in the league in that category. He's been low, but not this low until these last 2 games where, we didn't talk about this. Last week, before he got pulled, he was averaging negative 0.88 EPA per dropback. Put simply, that means that every time Will Levis dropped back with the ball in his hands, he was costing his team almost 1 full point. Every time he dropped back, a point on the board to the other team. You can't work with that. You can't sell that to your players. So it's about what's doing best for the team. And I think that's the number one reason why he had to do this.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's what I think. The elephant in the room was too loud. It was stomping around. It was the bull in the china shop, but an elephant in the room. It combined together. So yes, I agree. It is very bad. As Darren says, that is bad. And Titans Kyle says, sweet Lord. So, all right. The second reason for this.
Sure. The second reason, and again, we're not going to hear Brian Callahan say this, I think, ever, because I don't even think he necessarily thinks like this. Like, I don't think this is where his headspace is at. He's a genuine guy for all of people's concerns and issues with him. I don't think him being a liar, being a phony is one of those things. I take him at his word because he's not given us a reason not to believe him yet. And he's said repeatedly, he does not make decisions in the name of preventing his own firing, which generally is good process. I think when coaches or people in any position of power, when they start operating, just trying to self-preserve, it typically goes bad for everybody. Right. So I take him at his word on that, but also the number one job in the NFL, like for coaches, GMs, everybody says the number one job is winning. Wrong. The number one job is to keep the job.
Staying alive.
Yeah. The number one job is to keep the job in the NFL. So while he won't say it, I think we can. Like, he had to do this to try to acquit himself and his coaching staff in these final 3 games. Is he coaching for his job right now? I've seen people say this yesterday. Oh, now Callahan's on the hot seat. Maybe some people on this or same publication here. I don't think so. I disagree with that. I don't think that he's coaching for his job right now. I think barring an emotional snap judgment from Amy Adams Strunk in the next 3 games, which owners, it happens. But barring that, I think he's going to be safe heading into year 2. but that does mean that you can bet starting week 1, 2025, he is officially on the hot seat and will remain there until I guess either he gets canned or they find success and he makes it out the other side of the season. So
Yeah.
The reasonable pushback on this from people that disagree, the things that I heard yesterday, is that, well, okay, fine, sure, acquit yourself, but Mason Rudolph isn't going to let you do that. Like, Mason's not any better than Will. So what exactly are you accomplishing? He's got a worse arm. He's a check down machine. He's shown the ability to turn the ball over too much. What does starting him do exactly for this team? And listen, Austin, people on this show, I think they know I'm not the person to sit here and try to convince you that Mason Rudolph is anything more than a plus backup. Like, he is not a savior for this team or for this coaching staff, at least in terms of winning games. That's not what Mason Rudolph is. It's not what I think that he is. But the point here, to me, I think people are missing the forest for the trees on this. It's not about how good Mason is. It's about how bad Will is playing right now, right? Like, Mason does not clear the bar because he's this underrated, frisky quarterback. He clears the bar because the bar's on the floor, guys.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to be awesome.
The bar is not even a trip hazard. Like, it's not even like the block on the sidewalk.
It's set in concrete in the foundation. Yeah. It's buried. Exactly.
So,
it's the rebar in the concrete.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Mason Rudolph has played in 5 games this season.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans have won 2 of those.
Mm-hmm. How many wins do the Titans have this year, Austin?
3. The Titans are 2-3 with Mason Rudolph playing in football games.
And of those 3 losses, I remember them playing the Lions and the Bills. You weren't winning those games with anybody. Man, I mean, you could have. Like,
what was the other game he played in?
29 quarterbacks in this league.
Why am I missing that? Why am I?
So he won Dolphins, lost Bills.
Won Patriots.
He won Patriots.
Lost. What am I missing here?
Colts. No.
No.
Will played Colts. Are you sure he's 2-3?
I mean, he's played in 5 games. I'm pulling up his actual game log.
What does that include? Last week where you came in?
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's it. Yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about like, I mean,
so really in games he started and finished, he has won 2 games and then lost to the Bills and the Lions.
He didn't start the Dolphins game. He didn't start the Dolphins game, but he came in with like 11 plays into it.
Yeah. He also didn't really win it. He was just there. But the point stands.
By
the way, Austin, speaking of Rudolph being good, here's something that'll kind of blow people's mind. Do you want to guess who the number 1 quarterback in the AFC South is in terms of EPA per play this season?
I saw it. It's Mason Rudolph.
It's Mason. This division sucks so bad, and as good as CJ Stroud is, that stat is more a reflection of the offense and the situation they're putting him in. How he's constantly in 3rd and 10 plus. But like, he's not been a plus, but he has certainly not been a negative for this team. Success rate, by the way, 16th in the league, dead average in terms of success rate with Mason Rudolph.
That's a plus.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and to be 100% fair, like, he's getting games like last week where he's playing a lot of prevent defense against the Bills and Lions, some prevent defense. But the point stands that I think the theory here from the coaching staff, from a let's acquit ourselves standpoint, is Rudolph's process as a quarterback is better than Levis's right now. Like, Levis, mental blender. He just between the ears right now, don't got it. Not even close to got it. Yep. So Rudolph's going to like hit the checkpoints, do the job, try to at least follow the instructions on this assembly. And Will Levis is trying to put together IKEA furniture on vibes. And Mason Rudolph's like, let's check the manual on this.
Great.
And so
and guess what?
What?
Guess who wrote the manual? Brian Callahan. The manual is trying to be proven correct.
Right. Yes. We're trying to prove the instructions useful here. And so I think the theory is like, can he just get the ball into the hands of our playmakers, Ridley, Spears, Pollard, NWI, Chig, and Josh Wiley, and Nick Van Ette, and Tyler Boyd, like, get these guys the ball in space, which, again, this is the point. Brian Callahan's scheme. We've done film study on this show. He is creating opportunities to get the ball to these players in space, and then just let them make plays. And so I think then you say, oh, well, but if it's as easy as that, then they should win games with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
No, because if you don't have a quarterback who can't make a big play when he's needed a couple, 3, 4, 5 times a game, the quarterback has to be the hero. Then you're handicapped as a team. Like, we see this every single week in the NFL. So I think this is why Rudolph is not ever going to be your magical cure to winning the thing that this team ultimately needs. But I don't see any way he's not less limiting than Levis right now. And for Callahan and company, that's what they need right now for, again, not coaching for their jobs these last 3 weeks, but they can do themselves a lot of good, I think. Goodwill with the fan base, goodwill with ownership, by a little proof of concept could go a long way here to end the year. And Mason Rudolph is giving you a better chance to do that right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right. So, Easton, we're going to take that second topic in our show rundown and we're going to put that in our back pocket and we're going to use that for tomorrow because I don't think we have time because we've had a really good conversation about this. I want to get to some comments that I've starred and some super chats. Then we got to talk about our guy Sam tonight before we get the trivia as well. So,
yeah, what's he up to tonight?
Yeah, busy stuff. I don't know if you saw his Instagram story about that hotel he's staying in, but damn, like CBS is going all out.
I didn't see this. They got him in the Ritz-Carlton out there?
He has been put up in a spot. All right, so some super chats, some interesting comments about Levis, a question for Easton. We'll get to that here in a second, but first, I want to tell everybody about our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. When you get hurt in life, and you're in the Middle Tennessee area, the Bone and Joint Institute is where to go. They've got the experts, the surgeons, the doctors, the physicians, and the rehab specialists, and the support staff that is just really good at what they do. Because I've been to the Bone and Joint Institute twice this year for a checkup for my knee tendonitis, once to find out what the hell was going on, and the other one to do a recheck. And I was in and out, like from walking in the building to walking out of the building in 35 minutes or less both times, because that's how good the support staff is for the team there at the Bone and Joint Institute to get you in and out on with your day and get that injury taken care of so you can get on with your life. So whenever you need that, go check them out in Franklin off of I-65 on Highway 96, boneandjointtn.org.
We're also brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Use our bonus code ATOZ Sports when you sign up on the BetMGM app today to get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. Sign up today using ATOZ Sports to bet with BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas.
All right, Easton. So we'll start with super chats because let's see. Bradley comes in. So this season, 3 games left. I say no cause. No,
because
this is back to the poll, which the question is, has Will Levis attempted his last pass of his Titans career? Currently, no is at 56%. Yes is at 44%. So we're getting closer to 50-50 from where we were. But Bradley says no, because Mason has to perform well and avoid injury. In 2025, I say yes, Levis won't be on the team, in my opinion. And that is my answer, is that I don't think Will Levis is going to be on this roster next year.
Right.
And we've talked about this off air and we've talked about it on air a little bit with Sam, but you and I have not had this conversation yet. I don't think this is a Will Levis like personal problem. I don't think Will Levis is going to throw a fit or be a distraction on purpose, because if he's the backup to whoever the hell next season, I just think it's a situation that nobody wants. It is the perfect understood situation or explanation for this. It's dating somebody in the workplace and you break up and you still work with them every day. It's awkward. It's weird for everybody. And nobody wants to do that. Like, they just wish one of you guys would quit or transfer or go somewhere else. Right?
Can we schedule them on different days? Yeah.
I mean, but seriously, because do you pick a side? Like, if you're a coworker of that couple that splits, do you pick a side? Do you treat them equally? You probably like one more than the other, because
you definitely pick a side.
Pick a side. And now you've got somebody that you didn't pick the side of that's in. It's just weird. Nobody wants that. So Will Levis needs to be elsewhere. There are 31 other options for Will Levis to go play in the NFL next year. The Titans are not one of them. So I think Will Levis has played his last snap and thrown his last pass for the Titans. I think, if there's an injury to Mason Rudolph, I don't know what's going to happen, because you feel like Levis is going to be the backup, right? Like, you think Levis is going to be the backup right now?
I do think this, yes. And I think we'll know this by the end of the day.
Okay.
Because Liz, it's going to be asked at the press conference.
No,
obviously.
For sure. I mean, you're going to be part of it. If nobody else asks it, you probably will.
I'm going to ask it, right.
Yeah, I don't see Mason getting hurt, because I mean, knocking on wood for his sake.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I think Mason Rudolph also knows how to protect himself, because in the 5 games that Mason Rudolph has played in, and he has thrown the least amount of passes that he has thrown in those 5 games is 17. So it's not, and that was the Dolphins game. So it's not like he's in there just handing the ball off. And like in every game that he's played in, he's thrown the ball quite a bit. 17, 40, 38, 33, and 26. He threw 26 freaking passes in that game, going in mid-third quarter. Crazy. But like, he's only been sacked, Easton, 6 times. The entirety of that. He's been sacked 6 times out of his 154 dropbacks. That's crazy. Mason Rudolph knows how to protect himself. So I think Levis has thrown his last pass for the Tennessee Titans organization. What are your thoughts on that aspect? Right.
So I think I do think it's more likely than not that he is not on the roster after this year. My only pushback is the idea you think not only is he not on the roster, but he also can't be. That there's no world in which they can keep him. That's
Correct.
where I disagree. I think it 100% depends on who the guy is. Like, if you could flash forward and tell me who the quarterback is, I'd give you a much stronger answer.
How about this? There was a player that was in this situation in training camp, and the Titans traded him. Not Malik, Elijah Molden.
Oh, right.
So Elijah Molden was the starting safety for like 89% of training camp. And then they get Quandre Diggs, and Elijah Molden has been with the Chargers
But that's because you didn't need another backup safety. You had other safeties.
You don't need Will.
There aren't like abundant.
You can go get a backup quarterback who is more reliable and trustworthy than Will Levis and not worry about it. Like, you don't need Will Levis to burn a hole in your pocket. Like, do something else. Again, you do not have Will Levis on this roster next season if he is your backup.
I think you probably don't. The idea that you can't, I disagree with.
I do not think you can. I am very strong, 2 feet dug into the sand on that. Well, you are not moving me off of that.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter because I don't think they're going to.
Yeah. Baron Davis, former UCLA great, says Amy Adams-Strunk needs to realize they need to bottom out this year. And maybe she has realized that. I don't know. I'm going to come back to Andre.
I sure wish we would know anything she's ever realized.
Yeah.
Because she could tell us. That'd be nice.
Andre says the bad thing about victory laps, and I've taken a lot of them the last couple of years, it means that things went wrong and my team has made a bad move. That's just your version of victory lap. You can take a lot of victory laps in a bunch of different ways. And it doesn't always have to be negative with a result, but it has a lot recently. We'll get to my victory lap here in a second. Edward asked this question. Easton, you good, bro? I know you were on the Levis bandwagon. Hell, I think you were driving it. No worries. Watch the team trend upwards. Easton, you good, bro?
I don't think I was on. I don't think I was on it. I don't think I was driving it because I was always
driving it. Who was driving it?
I mean, in our company, definitely Sam.
No. Nationally, who is driving the Will Levis?
That'd be one Mr. Prisco, I believe.
Yes, Pete Prisco.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
yeah. He definitely was driving.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the back of Pete Prisco's
destination. Josh Allen.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I was always on the maybe Levis train, and I felt like I definitely fence rode on the Levis thing the entirety of this saga, because when you go all the way back to like this time, December 2022, before Will Levis's draft in 2023, when we were talking about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and Will Levis. Remember when he was the odds-on favorite to be the number 1 pick? And everybody was like, Will Levis.
And I was like throwing up in my mouth and I had to swallow.
Yeah, in that November and December, me and I'd imagine you and everybody else in Vol Country were like, are you crazy? No, this guy, I went back and was looking through, I just searched Will Levis and went back through tweets to like see what I was saying about the guy. And one of my tweets was, you're crazy if you're considering drafting him over CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. One of those things, super right. The other thing, maybe right. And then we got to the spring, and the pivot was, oh, actually, Will Levis sucks. The narrative just changed entirely. Everybody was like, actually, you can't even draft this guy in the first, second round. And I was like, oh, I think that's crazy too. because like now I'm not moving. Everybody else is moving. I think that he's QB4. And I think that he's a mid first round pick. That's where I always was on him. And I'm like, maybe this guy can work. And then the Titans draft him in the second round. Everybody's furious around here. I say good value. I think you got a guy for cheaper than he should have been drafted. I think he should have been a mid first round pick. You got him at the top of the second. Good process. We'll see if he works out. Mm-hmm. And then he goes and he plays and he has some exciting things. I'm like, see, there are the things that look like this could eventually work. He just has to develop. Maybe this will work. And then we come into the season and I'm very excited. I'm like, I think it can work. I think that the things they got around him, if he's going to succeed, this is the spot. And I think he can do it. And then I was wrong about that. I was wrong about him being able to do it in this spot with this coaching staff, with these players where he should have been able to, and he didn't. And so like, I'm just calling it like I see it. And the way that he performed those first 4 games post-injury, I called it like I saw it. And I called it like the numbers. I mean, we pulled up I've made these big colorful charts for our show. And I'm like, look, it's working. This is working. And then as soon as he had these 2 games, I'm here on the show this morning and saying, never mind. Can't do what he did those last 2 games. It's over now. So I am good to answer Curtis's question. Good. It's a bummer. I was wrong about some things. But I don't think I necessarily married myself to a Levis working out. I just was like, I think it could, but it couldn't. So I was wrong about that.
Yep. You were. All right.
Have you ever been wrong about a prospect, Austin? Or
yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
You should have just said not yet.
No, I absolutely have been.
Do you have like the one in your head where you're like, this is the most wrong I've ever been?
If you watch A to Z Sports,
is it Derek
or the long haul? Yes, it's Derrick Henry, because I thought he got tackled too much for loss at Alabama to be a good NFL running back. And look, I was right until Eddie George got a hold of the situation and figured the thing out. And now he's a freaking Hall of Famer. And props to.
That's what Eddie actually told him, by the way. He's like, listen, this clown Austin on A to Z Sports keeps bad mouthing you. Here's what you have to do to make him look dumb.
Says Austin loved Isaiah Wilson. No, I did not love Isaiah Wilson. I did say this on that. I did say I understand why you draft the tackle at the end of the first round, because the 6'6", 340-pound guys who move like Isaiah Wilson don't get drafted anywhere else.
Right.
But I did not expect Isaiah Wilson to be an absolute objective idiot and Looney Tune.
Waste of space human being.
Waste of everything. Okay. So Bork says he's got a meeting in 15 minutes, now probably 12 minutes. He wants to go ahead and talk Sam. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's talk Sam Phelan.
For Bork.
Here is my victory lap, because on November 8th,
this is what you're victory lapping?
I said Sam would last longer than Will Levis's second stint as Titans quarterback, and that is exactly what happened.
I'm happy to give you this one. Right. Congratulations.
I was right. You were wrong, Easton.
I was wrong.
Thought Levis was going to get wrong. I said it was going to be Sam, and I win. Look, this is like my third victory lap surrounding Will Levis, because
strange victory lap, but I respect
credit to Austin was never a Levis guy. Exactly correct. That is another Levis victory lap for me. Patricia says, what took so long? They should have benched him after the Colts game, first Colts game. I also said that it should have been Mason Rudolph. They would have won that game if it was Mason Rudolph, because
Patricia's saying this should have been over in week 6.
He was injured. He should not have played that game. He was injured, but they did it anyway.
We know that's what you think. Patricia's wrong about what she's saying.
I wasn't saying she was right. I was just bringing up, using that to bring up my other victory.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
So I was right. Sam outlasts Will Levis in his second stint as
Titans, but hang on though.
No, it's the same. No, because here's what we did.
Sam beat him by 1 day. Sam beat him by 1 day.
But what's the game?
I know. I'm just saying it came
down. Let's remember this.
It came so close.
We're gonna get to predictions on this too, because when we talked about this on November 8th, it was after Levis was named the starter for the Chargers game.
Right.
And it was after Sam, but before the game, and after Sam survived that week. Mm-hmm. And so we counted Sam's week as one and the upcoming Chargers game as one.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
By the fact that Sam is alive tonight means that he lasted one time longer than Levis did.
Watch Mace Rudolph get hurt in a freak accident, and Levis plays the
Because
majority of the game next year.
Sam's
Then you're
maximum
wrong
number-
again, buddy.
No, because it was
Yes.
He just got brought back on the island. If that's the case,
And that counts.
he got voted off. Will Levis got voted
Don't
off.
care. The question was who survives longer.
And Sam survived longer because Sam's maximum was 7. Levis's maximum was 9. Sam made his maximum of 7. Levis got to 6 and then got voted off the island by Brian Callahan. So I win. All right. But here's the real thing. All right. Let's go ahead and do this because this is going to be fun.
Okay.
Prediction. What happens to Sam tonight? Is he first, second, third, or fourth? Because I think this is going to be interesting. We'll kind of walk through the situation. There is another. So, all right. If you have not watched Survivor, here's what happens tonight. It is the last episode, the finale of the finales of Survivor 47. There are 4 people left. They will do an immunity challenge. Whoever wins that immunity challenge gets to pick the 2 people to go make fire.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever doesn't get picked to go make fire is automatically in the final 3. And then the loser of the fire competition.
By the way, Austin, people don't understand this. By make fire, you mean literally make a fire.
They make fire. Whoever makes the fire first wins.
It's a use flint to make a fire. It's a very simple competition.
Yes. Use flint to make fire. And if you make the fire first, then you are in the final 3 with the others.
Kenneth, do we know? Absolutely not. We have no idea.
Kenneth, no freaking clue.
Sam would kill us if we did the segment knowing what it was and danced around the answer.
No
clue.
clue.
Not know.
No clue. He has done a phenomenal job of going through this entire process of months and months and months and months.
CBS executives. He's told us
again.
nothing.
He has to communicate with me about his travel schedule as his employer, and I have no freaking idea. And
he actually got lucky, by the way, that he made it to the end because if he didn't if it weren't for this LA trip for the finale, which we could know about ahead of time because it was just a trip for the finale, we didn't know if he was in it or not.
Josh,
he would have had at the last minute cancel a Thursday show and make us rearrange our entire thing.
Josh asks, will Sam buy A to Z if he wins? He wouldn't be able to afford it. All right, so prediction.
A to Z flex.
What happens tonight with Sam? First, second, third, or fourth. Those are the options. First, second, third, or fourth. I'll put up a YouTube poll because why not?
You have a strong feel on this, Austin, or you kind of just
I'm going to go nuanced prediction on how it happens.
You want me to hand you my Dr. Nuance hat for this one?
Sure. Hand it all over. I like the Master's hat too. If you go next time, give me something.
Okay,
Farm Your Health Plans is where you should turn for all of your health coverage needs. Farm Your Health Plans, fbhp.com/ATOZ. That is the link to go get yourself a quote today. They can help you out regardless of your situation. Maybe you're like Sam, who is engaged, getting ready to get married. You got to figure out what that health coverage looks like. Maybe you're like Zach was 3 years ago when we started our relationship with Farm Your Health Plans. He was single at the time, now married, but had to go out there and find his own coverage out as a business owner. Maybe you're like my parents who signed up with Farm Bureau Health Plans that had kids out of the house and needed that next level of coverage, and Farm Bureau Health Plans was able to hook them up with the right situation. FBHP.com/ATOZ. That's how you can do it there. FBHP.com/ATOZ.
Also brought to you by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. If you want to bet on the very exciting weekend of football we have coming up, Austin, we've got Saturday NFL games. We've got Saturday college football playoff games. Skipping right over Battle of Indiana Friday night. That's going to be an electric game. Can't wait for that one. Austin, where are you going to be seated for the Tennessee game? What's your viewing setup?
Section 30C.
Oh, you're going to be there. Got it.
I'm going to be there. Section 30C.
God, I hope that it is worth it for you. And I mean, listen,
it's already worth it. Like
I know I'm messing with you, but in all seriousness, Ryan Day, good luck, buddy. Better win, or pack it up. So yeah, if you want to bet on those games, and then the Sunday slate of games, and the very exciting Titans Colts matchup, can't wait. I'm sure everybody will be watching nationally. Or if you want to, I don't know, maybe you can bet on Survivor on BetMGM. I don't know. Go check it out. Download the app. Take a look.
You cannot on BetMGM.
I knew that. I was just trying to get him to go to BetMGM, Austin. But you can bet on all the other things over at BetMGM using bonus code ATOZ Sports when you sign up today. The sports book born in Vegas.
Okay, Easton, I will send you to the chat.
There it is.
I'll send you the chat, and I'll put up a YouTube poll here in a second.
Okay.
Where does Sam finish? First, second, third, or fourth? First, second, third, or fourth in the finale tonight. What are you seeing from the chat here, Easton?
I am seeing Burning Devil thinking he comes up just short, second place runner up, as does Devin. He believes he'll be a second place finisher. Karen says first place, a secret millionaire, Sam Phelan, which will be just a crazy thing if that is what happens. Vanessa third, Scott third, Brad second, Yuri third, Ashley second. So fourth. So I mean, people listen. We're guessing out here. People do not know. Second seems to be people are betting second as the most popular in the chat. Has the YouTube one matured?
I have not even done it yet because I've been
okay,
trying to
gotcha.
do things. So keep
No,
on
you're
going.
good. Third from Richard and Ty. First from Deborah. Second from Sean. First from Matt. So Austin, do you want to share your thoughts, or want me to share my thoughts?
The YouTube poll is out. For the record, the result of the previous Levis poll was, has he attempted his last pass of his Titans career? No, 53%. Yes, 46% and change. So there's the official of that. Okay, my prediction. I'm going to go deep in this. Okay. I think Sue wins the final immunity challenge. I think Sue.
You have a reason for that, or you just vibe?
Just gut. Because she's won. She won the one where she split with Kyle, where a guy and gal each got immunity, right? So I think Sue is not, depending on the challenge. I think Sue can do it because she's got solid balance. She's skilled in that aspect.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I was talking to Sam about this, and this is not getting him in trouble because I'm just talking about past. He did not say anything about this Survivor. But I was asking him about, just because he's watched all the Survivors. He's a Survivor historian.
I've only watched 46 and
right. So I was asking him, like, is the last immunity challenge usually the same kind of thing, or is it like a variety of things? And he was saying it's changed over the years, but sometimes he said it used to be like almost always just an endurance of some kind, like a stand still forever or balance on a thing forever. And then he said recently it's kind of changed up. So I mean, that'll be big if it's a pure physicality challenge. I think you're a moron and there's no way Sue wins. But if it's a yoga challenge that we saw her dominate earlier in the season, I mean, besides Kyle, she was in second on a lot of those,
core strength, balance,
right,
patience. Yeah.
So if she wins, what does she do?
I think I don't know. I think she wins the immunity challenge.
No, what does she do with her? What is she decision?
I'm getting there. Jeez.
I'm just making sure you understand my question.
I understood. I think so. Sue gets to pick the two people in fire. I think from the context clues of what I've got on the show, it sounds like Rachel is the top fire maker and Sue is the second fire maker of the four left.
Right.
I don't know where Sam and Teeny are in there, but they're not one or two. I think Sue.
Teeny stinks. I think Sam is third.
So.
Yeah.
I think Sue, to guarantee herself in the final three and to get her maybe a vote or two, because she knows she's probably not going to beat Rachel overall. I think Sue beats Teeny in fire. So the final three in order, I think Rachel's first. I think Rachel wins tonight.
Right.
I think Sam gets the second most votes. I think Sam gets 2 votes. I think Sue gets 1. So I think it's 5-2-1.
Who's voting for Sue? Caroline?
Exactly. Yeah, Caroline. Okay. I think it's 5-2-1 votes for Rachel, Sam, Sue.
Okay, I'm confused though. Why? So you're saying Sue wins the challenge and then chooses to pit herself against Teeny in fire?
Yeah, she just knows she's going to whoop Teeny in fire.
Why would that make any sense? Why would she do that? If she knows she can't beat Rachel on merit, why would she forfeit making Rachel do fire? That would be the single dumbest thing anyone's ever done. Because
she can't, because she wants to make the final three. But
she won the immunity challenge. She's in.
No. If she loses fire, she's out.
Not if you win the challenge, you can automatically be in the final because you get to choose who does fire.
Right.
Like if Sue wins and says, Sam and Rachel, you do fire, she's in. She's automatically in.
Right. But she is trying to prove herself. Like you can choose yourself for fire to help improve your
merit
options from the jury.
Fair. And I still think that you don't think that would be insane of her not to make Rachel do it?
For what? No, I think she needs to do it. I think she's playing for second. I think she's literally playing for second and trying to prove. And so, look, I mean, I think that's what happens.
I think any player that wins the immunity challenge, if it's not Rachel, I mean, if Rachel wins it, we can basically all turn our televisions off, right? It's like it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But assuming she doesn't win it, whoever wins has to force the issue with Rachel. Because even if she's the best fire maker in the world, I think you have a better chance of a fluke fire loss for Rachel than any one of them beating her.
I know, but you're putting your own, like, if you were the winner of the immunity challenge, and let's say I'm right. So, but you're also risking your own dollars.
No, I'd make somebody else challenge her for it. If I was Sue and I won, I would say, whoever I thought was the best at fire besides Rachel, I say Sam and Rachel, get after it. Fire.
I think if I'm Sam, I could see myself trying to go if Sam win. All right, so let's do this. Let's say, how does Sam win?
The whole show.
Yes. How does Sam? What is the path for Sam winning?
It's a very simple path. Rachel somehow loses fire and he wins, I think.
It doesn't matter how Rachel, because how does Rachel lose fire?
I don't think so. I don't think Teeny or Sue beating her in fire would be enough for them merit-wise to the jury to beat out Sam, because I think they both have played such a bad game.
Okay. So
personally, but I did make this argument the other day. I think Sue has so many. I do think Sue has a really convenient group of people on the jury that see her favorably. So
right.
I think Teeny has literally no chance of winning. Yes, I think Sue has a path, actually.
I think Sam's only path, Kevin has it. Sam's only path is to win immunity and put himself up against Rachel at fire and beat her in fire. That's the only way he wins. I think there's a chance that Sue could win. If Sue beats Rachel in fire, I think if anybody beats Rachel in fire, not anybody, if either Sue or Sam beat Rachel in fire, I think they're probably the winner.
I was about to say, I think if I'm not saying this is probable, I think it's probably impossible, but like if Sam won immunity and somehow Teeny beat Rachel in fire, I think Sam wins.
Yes, but like the likeliness of like you're asking,
right.
If Will Levis can outduel Josh Allen in the AFC Championship game. Well, Will Levis is never going to get there. Like,
but this is reality TV, so maybe it's rigged and they give Rachel faulty Flint on purpose to make it interesting. That's my biggest thing about this whole. That's what I'm most intrigued about with this, Austin, because you and I talked about this last week. It's like either the edit has been very intentionally cut the past month plus to make this seem way more obvious than it actually is, and there's something we're missing, or this is going to be a really boring finale of television.
There's no way it's going to be that boring.
I think so too. That's why I feel like it's because my brain says obviously Rachel's going to win. Like that's, do you not feel that? Like in my brain, I look at all the facts. I'm like, she's going to win. But then my heart says this is a reality TV show where the number one goal of the people editing the show is to make it entertaining to the end. Right. So they've got something happens.
Yeah. So my prediction is that Sam gets second.
Okay.
Rachel wins, Sam second, and Sue is third. So 5 votes Rachel, 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Sue.
I have kind of a late breaking thing that is making me like, this is probably changing my opinion at the last moment foolishly. Okay. But I've watched 1 season of Survivor, this one. Not really my thing. But
you haven't even seen the end of the
right. I also people keep asking me like, oh, so you're a Survivor guy now. I probably not going to watch it again. Like here, it's not that I've not enjoyed it. It's that I've only enjoyed it because I know a guy on it. Like
somebody's like, oh man, Titans talk must have gotten really boring. You guys are talking Survivor. It's because
that's also part of it.
But also like, we've been doing that. If the Titans were 11-3 and we were going into the season finale and Sam was in the season finale, then we would be talking about this.
For sure. But
like Sam has a chance to win Survivor. There are less than 46 people, because there's multiple winners. There are less than 46 people on this earth who have won this show. And Sam has a chance to do it. That is why
Sam has a chance to do something as hard historically to do as becoming president of the United States. There have been 47 of both. Or there are about to be 47 of them.
No, there's not. No,
there are about to be 40. He will for 3 months have better odds than
Easton. I'm saying there are less than that winners of Survivor because there are a couple people who have won Survivor twice.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, because it's like 43 or something. Okay, interesting. So something that's harder to do historically than becoming president of the United States. Crazy.
There are more presidents of the United States than there are winners of Survivor. Yes.
Wild. So
and Sam has a chance to be one of them.
Right.
our coworker, my employee, your colleague, right? That
Right.
is why we're talking about this.
Yeah, our friend can do it, and that's super cool. That opportunity and excitement aside, and not being a hater, I am rooting to be wrong on this. Just like I will be quite shocked if he wins. I do not think he's going to win. I would love to be wrong, but I don't think that he's going to. And this is the thing, by the way. But I was talking to Sam, and like in the media room, he's there on Monday, and he's like, good luck," and I'm like, I'm compelled to say good luck, but also like
It's already happened.
This happened 6 months ago. There's no, it's too late for the luck. It's over. So it's like, have fun is what I told him. I'm like, have fun, not good luck, because the luck's over.
Yeah, because have fun, because he is literally in a sick suite in Malibu.
Yeah, I told him, soak it up. Time of your life. Have a great time. But the thing that I saw, I don't know if you saw this also. You probably did because it's on Sam's socials. Did you see the little preview clip?
I actually have not watched it yet.
It's just a pretty standard like scene from they're back from the last tribal council. They're the night of having gotten down to 4, and they're all just back, and they're all excited. Like, can you believe that you're not really missing anything of importance? Like, wow, we're the final 4 on Survivor. Tomorrow's the last day. It's crazy. And the whole testimonial is Sam. And it's one of those things. The one of the Survivor things that I've picked up on this season of watching one is that like whenever the edit shows you talking about like how you think you can win and how you can see the $1 million, and it's like it's right there. Like that's pretty much always the canary in the coal mine of you're not going to be the one. They don't show that of the person that actually wins.
Like Caroline was like, I think I can win. Out.
Right. She was the biggest one this year. She did like a whole 2-minute testimonial, her longest of the entire year, about how she can taste $1 million, and then immediately she gets cut. There's kind of a vibe of that for Sam, and I don't know exactly what he says in the video, but I watched it and I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like, it gave me a bad feeling about his chances. I'm like, I don't think they'd be putting this out there as I don't know why they'd put this out there as the teaser if he's the one that actually wins. So with that information in mind, here's what I think. I think Sam is I think he's an aggressive player. And I think that's a big part of the reason why he's still on the show. And it's an admirable element. I think that he's a force the issue kind of guy. And I think that one way or another, he's going to end up in fire, whether it's because he wins the challenge and forces himself into it, try to force the issue, or somebody else wins and decides he has to go up against Rachel to try to get Rachel out. I think he'll end up in fire. And it's just something that tells me like he comes up short. My gut is 4th. I hope not, because then that means he's not in the rest of the show, and I'd love for him to be in the jury part and like to make his case. But my gut this morning is that he forces the issue. It's very exciting, and he comes up short. Or maybe he gets in fire and wins, and then we're really interested, right? I don't know. So
I see a couple people in the chat saying that the vote is sealed and they don't know. Like Joshua says, the vote is sealed, and PB says the vote is read live. Sam only knows who's top 3. I have not seen that.
I know that's not true.
Yeah, that's not,
because I don't think this is telling things out of school. Like if you ask Sam, do you know who wins? He says yes, of course I know who wins.
No, they don't do the live reveal anymore. That used to be what Survivor was.
Oh, did it?
They're not doing that anymore. Yeah. No, and PD says, I promise you. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, Adam says they used to do that.
Yes, they used to do that. That's not the case anymore. They do not do that anymore. They do that on the island, and then they all come back. So this is not where they're at. They don't do that anymore. So
I think earlier this week I saw like a teaser of the faces of the jury when they're all surprised by the result, and it was like they're all like, oh. So I think there's literally like already video out there of it. But
yeah, they named the winner. Joshua says that's not true. The last few seasons they named the winner on the island, and then they do like a.
Sam would have been a nervous wreck the last 2 weeks if he didn't know who won.
Yeah, so like I think how it works is they have the vote, and then afterwards they put together, like everybody comes back out. It's still there. Jury and the pre-jury people are already back home at this point, right?
Right.
But everybody comes back out and they do like a chat, like a not reunion, but like an immediate like debriefing of like
right.
So we will see that tonight. So thank you. Yes, we are right.
That's wild that it used to be that way, though. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but not anymore. That's COVID changed that when they switched from the 39 to the 26 days because of all the different
Excuse me, 39 days? What?
That's what it used to be.
Were people dying out there?
No, they used to do it. Well, you used to get more supplies at the beginning.
Well, I sure hope.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a different
39
it's
days.
the new
Holy
era.
cow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. So you think Sam second is what you're thinking too?
No, my gut this morning is fourth. He loses fire.
You think you? Oh, really?
And I'm not trying to be. Yeah, that's. I think he gets put into fire, and so that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Joshua saying, "Don't tell Easton about the season they did 42 days ago." What does that mean?
Huh?
I don't know. Don't tell Easton about the season they did 42 days ago. And then Kenneth says Easton. What did I say?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm confused. Okay. Are you ready for trivia?
Yes, I am ready for trivia.
All right. By the way, 36%, 35% of our YouTube poll thinks Sam wins. 34, now 33, say second. Third, 19%. Fourth, 11%. So,
Oh, Joshua says 42. So apparently they did 42 days at one point, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, 39 was the standard. Anyway. All right. Moving on. Are you ready for trivia?
I am ready for trivia.
All right. Here we go. Shout out to our friends at Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process. Go see them in Lebanon or online. WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Easton, trivia time. Let's do it.
Hit it.
Okay. And we'll see if we get screwed with trivia. I've been right on a lot of Will Levis topics.
We got baseball again today. That's good.
Damn
Thank
it.
goodness.
Okay.
You know what's not on here? College football. It's not like we have the college football playoff coming off this weekend.
So
or anything.
ridiculous. So
Guys,
ridiculous.
throw us a bone here.
All right. We'll go NFL. We'll go down and around the grid and finish in celebrity mashup.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Chat, lock in. Need your help. Here we go. NFL. The son of a Hall of Famer, this quarterback went 45-38 as a starting QB from 99 to 08 while playing for the Broncos, Bears, and Buccaneers.
Brian Greasy.
Oh, good call.
Okay. Off to a good start for myself.
Books. Born in 55, this American author is known for his legal thrillers that have been adapted into films, including The Pacific Brief, The Rainmaker, and Runaway Jury.
I don't know authors.
Not an author guy. Chat, we need bookworms in here. Legal thrillers. American author from 55. He was born. I said Pacific. Pelican Brief. I can't read. The Pelican Brief. Rainmaker. I mean, I've heard of these shows, these movies, but I have not read the books.
The chat is crickets on this one.
Chat, somebody.
John Grisham.
That sounds right. I think that's strong.
That's our only. Are we going to go with that? Hold on.
We're saying Grisham.
Now we're saying Patterson. Tom Clancy.
No. Tom Clancy's not legal.
Character, right?
People are saying Grisham.
Grissom. Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you, people. In 07, History Channel debuted this land-based competitor to Deadliest Catch following drivers who. This is
it's the tree thing.
Alaskan ice truckers.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking it was the
Ice road truckers.
Ice road truckers. I was thinking it was people that cut down the trees.
I've seen that one too. A critical and commercial failure. Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito play two new neighbors who battle to have the best Christmas display on their street in this 06 Christmas movie.
Oh God, this sounds so bad.
Yeah, it sounds like a really crappy Christmas movie. I mean, it was a critical and commercial failure.
I will give a Christmas movie.
Deck the Halls. That sounds right.
Deck the Halls. By the way, after trivia, I'll give some advice for Christmas movies coming up.
Along with collaborating with Kobe Collet on Lucky, this singer-songwriter had hits in the 2000s and 2010s with I'm Yours and I Won't Give Up. That is Jason Mraz, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give up. Yep.
Okay,
the original version of this candy is packaged in purple boxes with its name in yellow print and consists of fruit-flavored candies made into the shape of small discs. Purple boxes. Name in yellow print.
Sprees?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sprees.
Dude, Sprees are great. I don't know the last time you guys.
I don't think I've ever had a spree in my whole life.
Oh my God. Sprees.
Mo Vaughn, Jeremy Burnitz, and Roberto Alomar were teammates on this National League team in 02. Brother. 02 baseball.
Mo Vaughn. I know Mo Vaughn played for the Red Sox when I played King Griffey Jr. baseball, my N64. But I don't know where Mo Vaughn went after that.
National League team in 02. Padres?
Padres?
I don't know. Somebody that really knows it. We need somebody that knows. Padres is.
Padres. Mo Vaughn, man, that dude's a big boy. Then we're getting on
People are saying Mets.
Mets. Now we're getting
Guys,
more
is it Mets or Padres? Gosh, where's JT Runke if I need him? He would know.
100%
Mets. All right.
Mets.
Taking your word for it. It's your fault if we're wrong.
It's the
All
Mets.
right.
Okay.
Ricky Pierce won 6th Man of the Year twice while playing for this current day Central Division team from 84 to 91.
Oh.
6th Man of the Year awards in the 80s is not my bag.
I don't know who Ricky Pierce is. The chat is so far behind, by the way.
It's because of the delay. It's just the way that it works.
I know, but it feels like it's worse today.
Ricky Pierce.
Ricky Pierce. My first thought was going to be the Bulls, but it's definitely not the Bulls.
Do not know.
Pacers.
Current day. Oh, is there something to the idea that it's a current day Central Division team? Used to not be.
Maybe. Celtics, Pacers, or Bucks? Sonics.
Well, that's not a current day anything.
Oh, that could work. Oh, yeah, wait. You're right. Can't be the Sonics.
People are saying the Bucks.
You know Bucks?
The in-season tournament champion Bucks. People are saying Bucks. All right, Bucks.
Sure.
Sweet.
Oh.
All right.
Whoa.
Chance to go clean here.
Oh, dear.
The outside person, I don't know, is that Jennifer Hudson?
I feel like I know who the outside is with the hair, but I can't. I don't know the name.
I recognize the inside, but what? What's his name? I know the actor. I know exactly who it is. Like, it's not Javier Bardem. What is his name? No, it's not. It's not the Breaking Bad guy.
Chiwetel Ejiofor?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think it's. I've never heard of that. The girl is that name?
No, that's the inside.
Oh. So we're trying to get the girl now?
I also thought Tracy Morgan would be a good one, but it's not. Taraji P.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, try that.
All right. Well, we got listen, a clean one, even though it wasn't the fastest. We'll take those. Chat, big help today.
Phenomenal.
Big help.
Phenomenal. How about this? Yeah, we did it.
Had that one loaded up from.
We did it.
How
Yes.
far ago did that feel? That picture.
Feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, that is it for us on this Wednesday. We will catch you guys tomorrow morning where we find out if Sam, in fact, is the champion, the sole survivor of season 47. We'll catch you guys then. You'll be at the press conference today for Brian Callahan. And so Buck live tonight for A to Z Sports Primetime. We'll catch you guys later on. Appreciate it as always.